So, I'd like to welcome myself to my own video and also say that taking the time to explain who you are to someone else is a distraction from who you are, because you being you means no explanation needed. And yes, you can present yourself, show your sun sign and your moon sign, your character inward and outwardly to other people. But when it comes to you stating facts, there is no explanation needed, okay? So, let's start reading, and since my page is flipped, I will just start where it's flipped to. And I would also like to say I appreciate DJs around the world, especially one in particular who's referred to me as a con artist. And that's a term that I didn't even know the meaning of. I had to look it up. But since there's a well-represented DJ in my family, let's just say he taught me a lot. In 1848, women's rights activists meeting in Seneca Falls, New York, produced a declaration of sentiments arguing forcefully for the equality of women. Now, I explained earlier that we don't need to explain ourselves, but I will say that this is my first time opening this book and reading. Its authors echoed language from the Declaration of Independence, pointing out that American women were unrepresented in their own government, just as the colonists had been before the Revolutionary War. By the time of the Civil War, many states had passed laws that granted women certain important civil and legal rights. So there's your history lesson for the day. And let's see if I can stamp that as history. That was the last paragraph of this book, which the page happens to be 248. And no, we're not lying. Okay, yeah, and also 1848 in the book. And so I would like to, maybe we can tie that into a little psychic lesson, since it has the word right here, which we know that to be, I'd say about the Two of Cups. I think that is what the Temperance card is, and you know what sign we're entering now. I've already talked about it. One water bearer, but that one water bearer is pouring water from one cup to another. The same as with this card here displays, and oh look, we even have our word right here. So for those of you who think sorcery is something that is talking about magic, or that is divination, that is something that should be emphasized more, something that you can degrade people about, just learn that you gave it that own term. You gave it that term, excuse me. Not me. I really don't know what to categorize intelligence as. Simple book. This book states that there are 5 key areas to work on, and I suppose it's reading, writing, science, math, and reading, writing, math, science, reading, writing. Let's see. Math, science, that's the way that I broke it down before. Math, science, history? I didn't call it history before. I don't even think that's one of the 5 that I used, but I know I thought language arts was a 4th, but I said, oh no, you have to break language arts up into reading and writing, which those are 2 for sure. Math, science, and I guess history, but I didn't refer to it as that before. But we're doing a great job on Saturday. And like, when I refer to things, when I say Saturday, or I just want to say Saturn's day, that doesn't make me a fortune teller or even something special. Look at this amazing tree. God, it wanted to be viewed, I suppose. And we don't come up with the names, okay? They're out there, they're displayed in dictionaries. I can choose to act intelligent, or I can choose to act dumb. Like, who's to say, because I feel like sitting next to a chlorine pool today and I feel like sitting next to a freshwater tank another day. It doesn't make me any different of a person. These things matter, but we know that they really don't. But since we're already here in a 3D reality, excuse me for having a pleasant and clever way of tying things together or spelling not two different ways, and I choose to put mine in with a K, and I'd like to say thank you for all of my infractions and my wonderful eyes that are perfectly aligned with today's vision. Why? Because I just choose to be nice. That's all it takes. And sometimes I decide not to be since other people are being mean. Oh well, so be it. So I can put on an accent if I'd like. It doesn't take much. Am I mocking somebody? Am I now less of a citizen because I chose to use... All you gotta do is push your tongue down. Duh. God. Like, yeah, just because people decide to come out of a shell, now we're crazy. Oh my God, her name. She should be less of that and more of this and da da da. It doesn't require harsh words. It doesn't require saying, I'm a being of love and light and I'm a goddess or a god, yada, yada, yada. Those things are put in place so we can know more about enlightenment of who we are and how to not be mean to other people. How much literature and learning is it going to take? Like, just give a sacrifice. Yeah, it can be 10% in church. It can be planting a seed and growing a plant. It's not much to it. Like, well, anyways, that's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this great history lesson. Levi Strauss' name is right here next to the word fortunes. Oh, you need to see it again? Hold on. Fortunes, Levi Strauss. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just showing you what the book says because I think it's interesting that I can come across this type of stuff, and I really need to get back into learning a little bit more. There's only so much that you can be taught in a classroom for 8 hours. There's only so much they can teach you on your job or that you can perfect during 8 hours of work. So if you choose to come home and light more of, let's say, a gas stove, if that's how you have to light yours, or you turn it on through an electric current, there's 2 different ways. Make yourselves more knowledgeable. That's it. Sit down and read a book. If you don't know how to read, look at your shoes, walk around, take your shoes off outside and just walk around barefoot if you want to. I'm not here to give any type of technological stances on anything beyond what's given to me. And I can choose to switch words at the last minute if I so please. Either way, it's still thoughts. It's still all accurate and true because it's coming out of me. It is nothing to be rehearsed. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stay within the conformities of what's required of me around here for the colors that I represent, for the flag that I pledged allegiance to for so many years, and things like this in the school. Over the 5 stanzas, the speaker becomes A, comfortable, B,